My guest right now is Paddy Tyson. And Paddy has written a book called The Hunt for Porta del Faglioli. It's a motorcycle adventure in search of the improbable. So Paddy, how did this book come about?
It was one of those, well, it was sort of a mistake really. I started emailing home my travels through 08 and 09, and after about 4 or 5 months on the road, I started getting emails from people that I never met. I didn't know who they were. And
Somebody hacked your email?
Well, it wasn't quite like that. I had my own little news group of friends, so I was writing for friends, and then those friends started their own little news groups, writing to all their friends, and some of their friends started news groups, so it kind of went viral, and it just meant that I got these odd people writing to me, and I thought, I've been writing really personal stuff to my family, and they know who I am, and now all these strangers are reading it, so it was a bit odd.
So, tell me about the travels. Where did you go?
I started in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and my plan was to sort of cross Canada, head up to the top of Alaska, and then generally wind my way all the way down to the bottom of Argentina. If I had the time after that, I thought I'd get a boat across to South Africa and ride back up Africa, back to Ireland. It didn't really work like that, and after over a year, I'd still only got to Panama, because I just met so many gorgeous people who all kept saying, oh, you gotta go and see this, and go and see that, and go and do this, so 50,000 kilometers, and I'd still only got to Panama.
Well, I apologize, but I didn't get a chance to read the book, but I did go online and look at some of the excerpts and some of the stuff that's in here, and I got to tell you, even now I want a book. I'm going to come and get a book for you, so reserve one back there for me, because I really want to read this, but, you know, kind of stuff like this one, I'll read it shortly. Well, actually, maybe you should read it. It's your book. Just read that one.
So this is a brief excerpt from Panama. By 8 a.m. Monday morning, Matt and I had found the correct police building and were sitting in the cool of an air-conditioned office. Then God himself walked in. Stocky, with a thick neck and unfeasibly short legs, baggy suit trousers and an unbuttoned shirt, he surveyed his quarry and began establishing power structures. This was his office. He had a gun, a badge, and bad memories from school. We were going to wait.
So, again, I'm going to read a quote here from Gwen Roberts, and I like this because it sums it up. A fantastic account of life on the road and an anecdote to celebrity overland adventures. I laughed out loud many times, and I felt like I was riding pylon. Can't wait for the next adventure. So, what is the next adventure?
Well, if it works out all right, Peggy, that's the name of my bike.
Oh, wait, I go back here. Stop. How did a bike get named Peggy?
Well, I don't know. I name all my bikes, and it's not a sexual innuendo thing just because I'm riding her or anything. But it's you see, the thing is, if you spend an awful lot of time on the road on your own, there's only one person you can talk to, and that's your bike. So you've got to have a personality. They got to have a personality. So Peggy, obviously, she's an Aprilia Pegaso, so it's not that amazing a name, but yeah, that's just suited her.
What was the high point of this trip that you wrote in the book?
That really is a hard one.
Really?
It is, because every country, every place has got, it's experienced in a certain way, in a certain mood, with certain people. So breakdowns are always the best part of any trip. Major mechanical failures are fantastic because you meet so many wonderful people by accident. I would say, I don't know, the people of maritime Canada are incredible. In astounding scenery, I'd have to say Guatemala. It is unfortunate that it's probably the most violent country I've ever been to. And that, yeah, I did have to ride past a whole lot of dead dudes, and that was a bit weird. But they're also really friendly. I think crossing from Honduras into Nicaragua, I had an interesting time. It was about £7 to get out of Honduras into Nicaragua, and then it was about $dollars to get the bike out, and then I had to get me in for maybe 4, and then there was 3 for insurance, and then there was 6 for something else, and all up I think I paid about $35, and then I got a receipt for 4. and I thought, that's sort of interesting. Maths was never like that when I was at school. And then just to the left of the customs hut there's a Lexus. Right? That's nice.
to do a trip like this, I mean, how much prep is there to do in advance in terms of paperwork? You have to get paper clearance for every country ahead of time?
No.
No.
It depends where. You're very lucky being on this continent already, because you can get all the way down to Panama without even a carnet de passage. Now, carnet de passage is an international sort of temporary importation document that a vehicle needs to cross borders. A carnet de passage is, you got to leave a load of money as a surety in your home country, and if you ever sell your bike in someone else's country, they go and get that money in lieu of any duties. And they all set their own level. So a lot of countries in South America say 150% of the value of your bike. So you buy a bike for 10 grand, you've got to lodge 15 grand before you go anywhere. Now you get that 15 grand back if you get the bike back. Africa is very different. Egypt's the most expensive country in the world, that's 900%. So if you consider saving all your money to buy an R1200 GS and then have to leave 9 times its value, that gets quite expensive. So paperwork, that's probably the only thing, apart from yellow fever jabs and a few other jabs that you got to have, and you got to prove that you had them to get into some countries. But other than that, no, make it up as you go, really.
How about any special insurances?
Travel insurance is nice if you can find anyone that will sell it to you. A lot of people won't. There's maybe 2 or 3 companies that will sell you travel insurance to go global using a motorbike. Road insurance, nobody really does insurance, apart from North America and Europe. So you can buy some at Borders if you want, but it's probably worth the ink and the paper that you've just used writing it out. So you just sort of hope for the best. In Mexico, in fact, the only place that you were guaranteed that everyone was insured was on the toll road, if you ever take a toll road, because when you pay the toll fee, part of that toll fee is road insurance. So for that few miles you're doing down a motorway or a major highway, you know that everyone around you has insurance. That's the only time it happens.
Thanks for coming up and enjoy the show. And please, if you're looking for a book to read, this one, we have a copy here. Someone's brought a copy up. See, they've already bought your book. Very nice. All right, so stop by Hall 3, the Mojo booth.
One question.
Oh, sure, we have a question if you want to ask. Go ahead.
Best beer that you had?
Best beer that you've had on the trip?
That's so hard to answer. That's so unfair. Yes, I really like beer. All beer.
Guinness, whoever's got the gold.
No, actually, Guinness I don't like. I don't drink any Guinness.
I think Guinness is
Yeah, no.
compare Canadian beer to the rest of the beer.
Do you know what I really like about what I discovered in North America is that microbreweries have started, and pale ales and ale type stuff, and anything getting closer to stuff that's made in England. So yeah, I really like the whole microbrewery thing, and I was really, really lucky. I met a couple of guys on KTMs when I was in Oregon, and they'd done 12,000 miles a year on these bikes, and they only use them to visit breweries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.